Hi YouTube, it's Sheldon coming to you today from North Carolina, and the title of my message today is Pick Up Your Cross and Follow Me. You know, in the book of Matthew chapter 16 verse 24, 25, and 26, Jesus said, pick up your cross and follow me. Although a man could gain the whole world, it would not equal this one loss. Now, I used to be a naive Christian. I used to think that hell was only for atheists, people who believed in the wrong God, or murderers. And although my parents raised me to be a Christian from the time that I was a baby, it wasn't until 2012 through 2014, at the ages of 23 to 25, that I did most of my spiritual growing and spiritual learning. You know, prior to 2012, I never knew anything about adding repentance to prayers or turning away from sins. Before I get into what I want to get into, I want to first off say that I'm no one special, that I'm a sinner who deserves hell. You know, in fact, Romans 3:10 tells us, none is righteous, no, not one. And so over the years, I've learned not to judge anyone just because they struggle in a certain area of sin that I may have overcome or never struggled with to begin with. You know, because when we do that, it is all in vain. You know, a sin is a sin in God's eyes, and some of us just sin differently. Having said all that, today I would like to talk to you about 5 unconscious sins we commit daily. The first unconscious sin I want to talk to you about today is gossiping. In Proverbs 11:13, we're told, a talebearer or gossiper revealeth secrets, but he who is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. And then we're also reminded again in James 4:11, you know, speak not evil of one another, brethren. You know, I get it. It's natural for when a friend comes to you and vents to you about someone else, it's natural for you to want to add your 2 cents in and to also begin speaking evil of that person. But in all reality, that is gossiping. You know, so in the future, when you're put into a situation like that, what I would recommend is, you know, you just simply respond by saying, you know, man, I'm sorry that happened to you, or I'm sorry that he did that or said that to you. The second unconscious sin I would like to talk to you about today is lusting. You know, in Matthew 5:28, Jesus said, whosoever looks unto a woman to lust after her has already committed adultery in his heart. You know, this sin can come in the form of being out in the public and looking with your eyes, or fantasizing about somebody you want to hook up with. You know, I'm going to be honest, you know, this is one that God is still working on in me. You know, I have good days and I have bad days. I think what makes this initially hard to break is, you know, when you've been used to doing something for 10 plus years, you know, it almost becomes a force of habit. You know, to have a beautiful woman walk right by you and for you just to begin, you know, looking with your eyes. You know, so, you know, what I do now, if I see a woman wearing seductive clothing from a far distance, you know, I won't even look her direction. Or if a woman's walking directly in front of me, you know, I just keep my eyes up. You know, and the third and fourth unconscious sin I want to talk to you about today, they pretty much go together, and they are listening to unholy music and watching unholy television. You know, the Bible reference for that is, you know, in Philippians 4:8, we're told, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, anything worthy of praise, think on these things. Pretty much for music, what I've done is I've pretty much gone through my phone and I've deleted any songs that have curse words or a negative message. And, you know, I used to be a really big Kanye West and Drake fan. And to my surprise, I was actually able to keep some of their songs because not all their music have curse words or a negative message. You know, pretty much what I had to ask myself was, if Jesus was riding in my car with me right now, would he be offended by the music that I was listening to? You know, and as for television, I used to be really big on MTV's Real World, Ridiculousness, and, you know, even Teen Mom. But the same concept that I had for music is the same concept that I had for television. You know, I asked myself, if Jesus was watching television with me right now in my room, you know, would he be offended by what I was watching, you know? And the fifth and last unconscious sin I want to talk to you about today is masturbation. Now, I couldn't find any direct Bible verse on masturbation, but we must remember that in Matthew 5:28, Jesus said, whosoever looks unto a woman to lust after her has already committed adultery in his heart. So if Jesus considers lusting a sin, then it's reasonable for us to assume that masturbation is a sin, because it's for the simple fact that it is impossible to masturbate without lusting, you know? And also, guys, I want to stress to you the importance of adding repentance to your prayers, you know? When you're praying at night, just simply say, God, forgive me of my sins knowingly and unknowingly. That way, if you're committing anything that you're unaware of, you're covered by the blood, And lastly, I want to give a shout out to another fellow YouTuber, Brother Levi Wayne Price. Have a small list of people on YouTube that I follow. Some preach Bible prophecy, some do dreams and visions, and others do prayer alongs, and all that as well. I welcome all of that. But just for today, I'd like to give a shout out to Brother Levi Wayne Price, because his videos are similar to what you're watching right now. They're videos that wake people up, make people feel convicted so they turn away from their old ways. And they're videos that will literally, save people from hellfire. And so thank you, Brother Levi. You're the inspiration behind the video today. That's all I have for today, folks. Stay repentant, and we'll chat later. Oh, and if you're wondering what my shirt says, it says, Jesus washed away my sins. And if you want to get it, like I did, I just went to Amazon.com and I got it for $10. All right, you guys have a great night.